At number 10, we have the infamous case of the original Nightstalker. This haunting tale begins in the late 70s, when California's peaceful slumber was shattered by a series of horrifying incidents. A man, whose identity remains shrouded in mystery, began a reign of terror that would last for over a decade. He was known for his terrifying nocturnal, hence the moniker, the original Nightstalker. The fear he instilled was unparalleled. The state of California was gripped with a fear so palpable it seemed to hang in the air. Homes across the region were no longer safe havens, but potential hunting grounds for this unknown predator. His modus operandi was chilling. He would break into homes, commit unspeakable acts of violation, then proceed to murder his victims, leaving behind a trail of cold, unsolved cases. Despite exhaustive investigations, the elusive Nightstalker managed to evade capture, leaving a cloud of fear and paranoia in his wake. Theories abounded, connections were made. One name that came was that of the Golden State Killer, a ruthless murderer who sent shockwaves through the region. For a while it was thought that this was the same person, but the arrest and capture of the Golden State Killer proved otherwise. Even with the capture of one terror, another remained at large. The original Nightstalker's crimes, gruesome and horrifying, remain etched in the annals of California's history, a grim reminder of a terror that once stalked the night. Despite the Golden State Killer's capture, who was initially thought to be the same person, these crimes remain unsolved. Number 9 in our list takes us on a chilling journey to the tranquil landscapes of Sweden. It is here, amidst the serene beauty, where we come across the shocking murder of former Prime Minister Olaf Palm. Despite the country's calm demeanor, this event splashed a dark blot on its history, casting a long shadow over its peaceful image. Olaf Palm, known worldwide for his charismatic personality and visionary leadership, was a symbol of hope and promise to not just his country, but to the world. His abrupt and brutal assassination marked a turning point in Sweden's political history, as it was an incident that was both unexpected and tragic. Despite being one of the most high-profile political assassinations in modern history, the intricate web of events leading up to it and the aftermath remains shrouded in mystery. The killer, whose identity is yet unknown, managed to escape the clutches of justice, leaving behind a nation in mourning and a world in shock. Numerous investigations have been carried out, countless suspects questioned, and yet, the elusive truth about the killer remains a mystery. Theories have been proposed, suspects have been implicated, yet nothing concrete has surfaced. Who could commit such a heinous act, and why remains a question that haunts the world to this day? Nevertheless, the murder of Olaf Palm serves as a chilling reminder of the volatility of the political landscape and the vulnerability of even the most powerful individuals. Despite being one of the most high-profile political assassinations in modern history, the killer remains unknown. At number 8, we find the Hinterkaifeck murders, a chilling episode from the annals of criminal history that hails from the 1920s Germany. A time when the world was trying to recover from the ravages of the First World War, Germany was a cauldron of political and socio-economic changes. Amidst all this turbulence, nestled in the quaint, remote countryside was the Gruber family's farm, Hinterkaifeck. Living a peaceful, bucolic life, little did they know about the terror that would soon descend upon them. The Grubers were a close-knit family of 6 who were known for their hard work and modest living, but in March 1922, this tranquility was shattered when the entire family was brutally murdered. The victims included the 2 elderly parents, their adult daughter, her 2 children, and a maid who had just started her job. The murders were gruesome and shockingly brutal, striking fear into the hearts of nearby villagers. The case garnered substantial attention, sparking a widespread investigation that involved local police and detectives from far and wide. Despite extensive investigations, the trail ran cold. The case was filled with mystery and intrigue as there were several suspects in the killings, each with their potential motives and alibis. Some thought it was a vengeful former employee, others suspected dark occult forces, and some even pointed fingers at the family members themselves. Theories and conjectures abounded, but none ever resulted in a conviction. Despite the plethora of suspects and countless hours of investigation, no one was ever convicted. The Hinterkaifeck murders remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Number 7 is the chilling case of Jack the Stripper, an infamous figure whose anonymity only adds to the unease it creates. This enigmatic character is hauntingly similar to his namesake, the notorious Jack the Ripper. One can't help but draw parallels between the two cases, both sending waves of fear rippling through London during their respective eras. The Jack the Stripper case took place during the iconic 1960s, an era marked by the rise of counterculture and the sexual revolution. However, this era also hosted a backdrop to something far more sinister. This unidentified killer left a dark stain on the otherwise vibrant tapestry of the 60s timeline. The victims of Jack the Stripper were all women, making this a horrifying chapter in the city's history. It is believed that the count ranges from 6 to 8. Each victim was found devoid of life, their destiny cruelly truncated by a ruthless murderer who managed to elude justice to this day. This mystery continues to echo throughout London's history, its chilling tune a haunting reminder of the lives lost. It's a chilling narrative that continues to inspire fear and curiosity alike, an unsolved puzzle that has left a scar on the face of London. This unidentified killer is believed to have murdered 6 to 8 women in London during the 60s. At number 6, the music world was rocked by the unsolved murders of two rap icons, Tupac Shakur and The Notorious Big. Their deaths, mired in the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry, sent shockwaves through the industry and beyond. Both shootings remain shrouded in mystery, with motives and perpetrators unknown. Tupac Shakur, a rising star from the West Coast, became embroiled in the rivalry after a 1994 shooting incident in New York, which he believed involved individuals connected to the East Coast. His subsequent music often contained lyrics targeting specific East Coast rappers, further inflaming tensions. The Notorious Big, a prominent East Coast rapper, was frequently mentioned in Tupac's diss tracks, though he initially attempted to downplay the rivalry. However, the back and forth escalated, contributing to the overall atmosphere of hostility. In September 1996, Tupac Shakur was fatally shot in Las Vegas after attending a boxing match. 6 months later, the Notorious Big was also shot and killed in Los Angeles. Theories abound, ranging from gang involvement to retaliation killings, but no definitive answers have emerged. The lack of closure continues to fuel public fascination and frustration, leaving a permanent mark on the cultural landscape. These unsolved murders serve as a stark reminder of the tragic consequences of violence, silencing two influential voices and leaving a lasting void in the world of hip-hop. Moving on to the 5th in our list, the chilling murder of Benet Ramsay. She was more than just a name. She was a vivacious 6-year-old, adorned with the coveted title of a beauty queen. The year was 1996 when this unfathomable incident unfolded, shaking the very core of America and beyond, leaving the world in a state of stark disbelief. Benet, with her radiant smile and personality, was the apple of everyone's eye, her life brutally cut short by an unknown assailant. The murder stirred the calm waters of Boulder, Colorado, leading to a ripple effect that reached far corners of the world. The innocence that was lost that day was not just of Benet, but of a nation that believed in the safety of its children. The media, in all its might, tried to uncover the shroud of mystery that surrounded her death. There were investigations, countless theories, speculations, and documents, but none pointed conclusively to a single perpetrator. The case, in all its grimness, became a media spectacle, drawing attention from every corner of the nation. However, even with the passing of years, the case remains unresolved. The question of who took the life of the young beauty queen haunts the collective conscience of the public. Despite intense media scrutiny and a myriad of theories floating around, the person responsible for the heinous act is yet to be brought to justice. The 4th in our lineup of eerie mysteries is the Black Dahlia murder, an incident so heinous and shocking that it is forever etched in the annals of horrific crimes. The macabre story unfolds in the year 1947 when the entertainment industry was on the rise in America. The victim, a hopeful starlet named Elizabeth Short, was just beginning to shape her destiny in the world of lights and camera, the glamorous Hollywood. Elizabeth Short, an aspiring actress, carried a promising spark in her eyes, a zest to carve out her own niche in the world of cinema. She became known as Black Dahlia, a moniker given to her due to her jet black hair and her penchant for dark-themed clothing. Her dreams, however, were brutally cut short. This brutal killing sent shockwaves throughout the country. The sheer brutality of the incident, involving a gruesome mutilation, made it a nightmarish tale of monstrous proportions. The investigation into her death became one of the most infamous in the annals of the American criminal justice system. Despite extensive inquiries, the identity of her killer remained shrouded in mystery. The lack of vital evidence and concrete leads left the case cold, unsolved for decades on end. Thus, gradually, the Black Dahlia murder became more than just a case. It metamorphosed into an iconic symbol of unsolved crimes, a chilling reminder of the dark underbelly of society. Even today, the brutal killing and mutilation of Elizabeth Short in 1947 remains one of the most famous unsolved murders in American history. Her story continues to haunt, a chilling testament of the faceless evil that lurks in the shadows. At number 3 on our list, we delve into the chilling history of the infamous Zodiac Killer. An unsolved enigma, this serial killer haunted the residents of Northern California during the tumultuous era of the late 60s and early 70s, instilling an unshakable fear that still reverberates today. The Zodiac Killer operated with a chilling efficiency, leaving a terrifying trail of victims in his wake. He was notorious, not only for his brutal killings, but also for his audacious taunts to the police. The killer didn't just kill, he flaunted his deeds, sending shivers down the spine of a whole community, indeed an entire nation. He sent cryptic letters to the police, each one filled with elaborate ciphers, complex puzzles, and vague clues. These taunts were his grim signature, a sickening twist on a game of cat and mouse. Despite an exhaustive list of suspects and seemingly endless theories, investigators still found themselves at a dead end. The case had a multitude of leads, all of them leading to a frustratingly elusive end. Every new piece of evidence seemed to complicate the mystery rather than solve it, and every new suspect only deepened the enigma. Over half a century has passed, yet the identity of the Zodiac Killer remains shrouded in mystery. Despite numerous suspects and theories, the Zodiac Killer's identity remains a mystery. The second mystery we're delving into is the boy in the box. This enigma has its roots back in 1957, a time when the world was thriving in the post-war boom, yet shrouded in its own share of mysteries. In the heart of this bustling era, the city of Philadelphia, known for its rich history and vibrant culture, became the backdrop of a chilling discovery. In a nondescript, quiet neighborhood, tucked away from the city's hustle and bustle, something happened that would baffle law enforcement and the public for generations to come. A young boy's lifeless body was tragically found in a simple cardboard box. The box, an everyday item that ordinarily held no significance, was now the centerpiece of a mystery that would confound investigators for decades. Despite the evolution of technology and investigation methods over the years, the facts surrounding this case have remained stubbornly elusive. Who was this boy? What was his story? How did he end up there? Extensive investigations were launched, leading to numerous theories and potential leads. However, each one seemed to dissolve into nothingness, leaving behind more questions than answers. Despite tireless efforts from detectives both old and new, his identity eludes us, buried beneath layers of time and mystery. Similarly, the circumstances of his death, the who, what, why, continue to remain shrouded in uncertainty. This case, known as the boy in the box, continues to haunt the annals of unsolved mysteries, undeniably marking its place in history. Despite extensive investigations, his identity and the circumstances of his death remain unknown. And finally, we arrive at the pinnacle of our list. Sitting undisputedly at number 1, we have Jack the Ripper, a name that sends chills down the spine, an enigma wrapped in a riddle, even after more than a century. The sheer anonymity of this individual has only served to escalate his notorious reputation over the years. He was a serial killer, a term that didn't even exist until his heinous reign of terror. His deeds were not just grisly murders, they were spectacles, a show of inhumanity that held the city of London in a vice-like grip of terror in the late summer and autumn of 1888. The public outcry and fear were palpable, as the people of London were left reeling with the grim reality of such a monster lurking in their midst. The Ripper, as he was aptly named, was a shadowy figure that left a trail of blood and horror in his wake. He was never caught, never found, and never brought to justice. His brutal acts have been etched into the annals of crime, forever a grim reminder of the darkness that lurks within human society. Historians, detectives, and amateur sleuths alike have tried to piece together this puzzle to reveal the true identity of this criminal mastermind. But their efforts have been in vain, as the identity of Jack the Ripper has remained concealed, fueling speculation and intrigue. Theories abound, suspects have been named, yet the truth remains elusive, shrouded in the mists of time. This infamous case has become a legend, a mystery that has captured the imagination and curiosity of people across the world, making it one of the most infamous unsolved cases in criminal history.